Welcome back to Learn Arabic with Manar. In today's lesson, we will start talking about numbers in Levantine Arabic. Numbers in the spoken Arabic, they are used differently from how they are used in the Modern Standard Arabic, MSA. Numbers in spoken Arabic, they are simpler and easier. But still, there are some details you have to pay attention to them when you are using the numbers. Today, we will start talking about numbers from 1 to 10, and we will see all the details about them. In future lesson, we will see numbers from 11 and up. So if you didn't subscribe yet, consider subscribing and click the notification bell so you will be notified about my new lessons. Yalla, let's start. Numbers in Arabic, they have gender. So from each number we have masculine form and feminine form. But when and how to use each one of them, this is what we will find out during the lesson. Now let's start just by introducing them in the two genders, feminine and masculine, and after we will see what the difference between them and how to use them. The numbers are 1, واحد, masculine, واحدة, feminine. 2, اثنين, masculine, تنتين, feminine. 3, ثلاث, masculine, ثلاثة, feminine. 4, أربع, masculine, أربعة, feminine. 5, خمس, masculine, خمسة, feminine. 6, ست, masculine, ستة, feminine. 7, سبع, masculine, سبعة, feminine. 8, ثمن, masculine, ثمانية, feminine. 9, تسع, masculine, تسعة, feminine. 10, عشر, masculine, عشرة, feminine. Let's go through them one more time. I will start from 1 to 10, masculine, feminine. واحد, واحدة. اثنين, تنتين. ثلاث, ثلاثة. أربع, أربعة. خمس, خمسة. ست, ستة. سبع, سبعة. ثمن, ثمانية. تسع, تسعة. عشر, عشرة. Let's start with the number 1 and let's see what we are changing in the masculine form to form the feminine form. واحد. We are taking the alif after the waw, واحد, and we are adding ta مربوطة and it will be وحدة. We are not saying واحدة. No. واحد, وحدة. واحد, وحدة. What about 2? اثنين, اثنين, 2. We are adding before the suffix of the dual ya and nun in. We are adding ta to form the feminine. اثنين, تنتين. It's ending in tain. اثنين, تنتين. The number 3, the masculine is ثلاث, ثلاث. To form the feminine, we are adding alif after the lam, and after we are adding ta مربوطة, and it will be ثلاث, ثلاثة, ثلاث, ثلاثة. 4, أربع, أربع. We are just adding ta مربوطة to the end, and it will be أربعة, أربعة. Here with the number 4 you have to pay a little bit attention because أربعة, أربع, it is ending with the letter a, and it is a little bit tricky letter in Arabic. So أربع masculine, you are stopping sharp. أربعة feminine, you are adding a little bit of sound after the number. أربع, أربعة. 5, خمس. To form the feminine, خمسة. This is simple. We are just adding the ta مربوطة. خمس, خمسة. 6, we are also just adding ta مربوطة to the end. ست, ستة. 7, 7, سبع, سبعة. We are also adding just ta مربوطة to the end, and we have to pay attention because سبع it's also ending with the letter a. So سبع we are stopping, سبعة we are just letting a little bit of sound after the عين. سبع سبعة. Now what about 8? تمن تمن. To form the feminine we are adding a alif after the mim. تمن تمانة تمن تمانة, and we are adding تاء مربوطة to the end. تمن تمانة. 9 تسع, also it is ending with عين, so for masculine we are stopping sharp. تسع. For feminine we are adding تاء مربوطة and we are making it a little bit longer. تسع تسعة تسع تسعة. 10 عشر masculine we are just adding تاء مربوطة and it will be عشرة عشر عشرة. I talked about gender in this video. You could check it if you didn't see it yet. First rules: when we are counting, we will use the masculine form for the numbers 1 and 2. But we are switching to feminine from 3 to 10. So if I'm counting something, I will start like this. واحد اثنين masculine. واحد اثنين. And after I will start feminine for the rest. I will say ثلاثة أربعة خمسة ستة سبعة ثمانية تسعة عشرة. So we are starting with masculine, and after 3 to 10 we are using feminine. واحد اثنين ثلاثة أربعة خمسة ستة سبعة ثمانية تسعة عشرة. Let's start by talking about the numbers 1 and 2 because they have similar rules. 1 and 2, they always match the gender of the thing that we are counting. Second thing, that they are always coming after the thing that we are counting. So we mention the name of the thing that we are counting, and after we mention the number. If the noun is feminine, we are using the feminine form. If the noun is masculine, we are using masculine form. Let's see some examples. سفينة واحدة, one ship. قارب واحد, one boat. سفينة is feminine, so we are using the feminine form of the number. سفينة واحدة. قارب is masculine, so we are using the masculine form of the number. قارب واحد. سفينة واحدة, قارب واحد. سفينتين تنتين, two ships. قاربين اثنين, two boats. سفينتين is feminine dual. In Arabic we have dual. When we are talking about two things, we use the suffix ya and nun in to form the dual. When the noun is feminine, so the ta marbuta will become ta and it will be tain. So سفينة سفينتين. Whenever you saw a noun ending with an, so that means it is dual. سفينة سفينتين. So it is feminine. That's why we are using the feminine form of two, and we are saying تنتين. Also it ends with ten. سفينتين تنتين. قاربين, it is dual masculine, so it is ending with the suffix an. قارب, it is one boat. قاربين, it is two boats. قارب قاربين. And because قارب is masculine, we are using the masculine form of two, and it is اثنين. قاربين اثنين. سفينتين تنتين. In real life, when we are speaking, we don't use the numbers 1 and 2 so much because the noun itself will tell us that it is one thing or two things. Because when we are saying, for example, سفينة, we will understand that is a ship. So it is one of it. Or when we have two, we will say سفينتين by using the suffix ten, e and nun at the end. We are forming dual, so we understand that there is two of them. So usually we would say سفينة to say that one ship, سفينتين to say two ships. قارب to say one boat, قاربين to say two boats. So for example, if someone asked you how many ships are in the port, كم سفينة في بالميناء, you have different choices to answer. You could just mention the number واحدة, تنتين, one or two. Here you have to use the feminine because the سفينة that they are asking you about, it is feminine. So you have to match the gender. You have to say واحدة, or you could answer تنتين, depending on what's your answer. Or you could say سفينة, just using the noun سفينة, and they will understand that there is only one. Or you could answer سفينتين, and they will understand there are two of them. واحدة, تنتين, or سفينة, سفينتين. Or you could just use the number and the noun and say سفينة واحدة, سفينتين, تنتين. Whatever you feel comfortable. The same thing applies to the masculine form. For example, if someone asked you how many boats went fishing, كم قارب راحوا عالصيد, you could also answer واحد, one, اثنين, two, or you could say قارب, and they will understand you are meaning one boat, a boat. Or you could say قاربين, two boats, قاربين. Or you could use the number and the noun, and you could say قارب واحد, قاربين, اثنين. To tell the time, we always use the feminine form of the numbers 1 and 2. So if someone asks you, what time is it? قديش الساعة? You could answer واحدة by mentioning only the feminine form of the number 1, واحدة. Or you could give a full answer and you could say الساعة واحدة. It is 1 o'clock. So in Arabic you could just say 1, واحدة, or you could say الساعة واحدة, 1 o'clock. You have to use the suffix l, the article l, to attach to the ساعة, clock, when you are talking about time. الساعة واحدة. If you want to talk about the duration of the time, so now here you will use ساعة without the article l. When we are saying الساعة, we are saying clock. So we have to say الساعة واحدة, الساعة تنتين. We are talking about 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock. If we are using it without the article il, now here we are talking about duration of time and we are saying hour. 1 hour or 2 hours. ساعة واحدة, 1 hour. ساعتين, تنتين, 2 hours. And you could just say ساعتين without mentioning the number. So for example, if someone asked you how long was the show, قديش كانت مدة العرض, you could answer ساعة, and they will understand that it is 1 hour. Or you could say ساعة واحدة, or you could say ساعتين, and they will understand that it is 2 hours. Or you could say ساعتين تنتين. Now let's talk about numbers from 3 to 10. Their rules are different from the rules that we saw with the two numbers 1 and 2. The first rule is numbers from 3 to 10, they always come before the thing that we are counting. The second rule is we are always using the masculine form of the number when we are combining the number with the name of the thing that we are counting. The third rule is we are always using plural noun after numbers from 3 to 10. Let's see some examples to understand these 3 rules together. For example, if you want to say 3 tables, you will say ثلاث طاولات. ثلاث, it is 3, the masculine form. طاولات, it is tables. The singular of طاولات, it is طاولة. It is feminine. And the plural is طاولات. Even that طاولات, it is feminine, we are using the masculine form. ثلاث طاولات, and we are mentioning the number first and after the name of the thing that we are talking about. We have them together. تلت طاولات. With masculine, also we use the masculine form and we use plural noun. تلت كراسي, 3 chairs. تلت, it is 3 masculine. كراسي, it is chairs and it is masculine. So even if we have masculine noun or feminine noun and we are mentioning the name of the thing that we are counting with the number, we are using the masculine form. تلت طاولات, تلت كراسي. So what if we are not mentioning the noun of the thing that we are counting? In this case, we will use the feminine form. So for example, someone asked you, how many apples do you want? كم تفاحة بدك? You could answer 9, 9. Here you are using the feminine form. Even if they are asking you about a masculine thing, you still will use the feminine form to answer only with the number. So someone will say كم رجال في? How many men are there? 9. Also you will answer with the feminine form. But if you want to answer with the noun and the number, now in this case you will use the masculine number. So you will answer تلت تفاحات or 9 تفاحات 9 رجال. So when we are using only the number, we are using the feminine form. It's the same when we are counting and when we are using the number with the noun or with the name of the thing, we are using the masculine. So 9 if we are just answering the number, 9 رجال if we are mentioning the name and the number. How we use numbers with money? If we are talking about an Arabic currency, we use the same rules that we saw in our lesson so far. So if I am saying 1 lira, I will say lira واحدة. If I'm saying 5 lira, I will say 5 ليرات. It's the same rules that we already saw them. But what if I'm talking about a foreign currency like dollar or euro? In this case, I could use different type of answering. I will say euro واحد because euro considered masculine. Euro واحد or dollar واحد. Or you could say دولارين, eurohen, when you are talking about two things. But what about from 3 and up? From 3 and up, we have two different ways. I could say $5 or 5 euro, or I could say $5 5 eurohat. So what are the rules here? I could use the feminine form of the number with the singular form of the noun. $5. Or I could use the plural form of the noun. In this case, I have to use the masculine form of the number, and I would say $5. So it will be like this: 5 euro, 5 eurohat, $5, 5 دولارات. I hope today's lesson will be helpful for you when you are using numbers in Arabic. Leave me a comment using all the different numbers that we used today in examples, and I will correct them for you. If you have any question, also leave me a comment and I will answer you. Next time we will go over the numbers from 11 and up, so make sure to check for the next part. Thank you for joining me today. If you liked today's lesson, give me a thumbs up and share it with your friends. If you want to check more videos about Arabic, you could check it in this playlist or in this playlist. See you there. Yalla bye.